Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Battleverse. Today we are diving into a remarkable development from Ukraine that has caught global attention, the unveiling of the Flamingo cruise missile. This new missile, introduced personally by President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, has become a symbol of both technological progress and strategic resilience for a nation fighting for survival. With peace still nowhere in sight, Ukraine's leadership is making it clear that new weapons, developed at home and tailored for the realities of this conflict, will be key in shaping the future battlefield. In this video, we are going to explore every aspect of the Flamingo, from its design and engineering to its battlefield role, comparisons with other cruise missiles, its potential impact on strategy, and the wider political messages it sends. This is going to be an in-depth analysis, the kind of review that helps us understand not only the technicalities but also the larger picture of what this missile means for Ukraine and the world. The Flamingo cruise missile is an impressive example of modern engineering under pressure. Ukraine has been under continuous assault since 2022, facing waves of Russian missiles, drones, artillery, and armored offensives. In response, Ukraine has not only relied on Western support, but has steadily built up its domestic defense industry. The Flamingo is perhaps the clearest signal yet that Ukrainian engineers and scientists are capable of delivering a system that competes with the best in the world. On the outside, the Flamingo is long and aerodynamic, designed with stealth in mind. Its slim fuselage, swept-back wings, and stabilizers are not simply for show. They have been crafted to minimize radar cross-section, reduce drag, and increase stability during long-range flights. Observers have noted its resemblance to certain Western models, but its true strength lies in its hybrid design that blends proven concepts with Ukrainian innovation. Inside the missile lies its core power. The interior is compact but houses advanced guidance, navigation, and propulsion systems. A turbojet engine gives it the endurance to travel more than 1,000 kilometers, while its digital autopilot and guidance software ensure it stays locked onto target even under electronic warfare. Ukraine has invested heavily in electronic hardening, recognizing that Russian forces deploy extensive jamming and spoofing systems. The Flamingo's electronics are designed to resist those disruptions, using encrypted GPS, terrain, following radar, and satellite updates to stay on course. Engineers have also included fail-safes to ensure it does not drift off path, meaning collateral damage can be minimized, an important consideration not just militarily but also politically. The interior, though unseen, is what transforms this missile from a simple projectile into a precision strike weapon. Performance is one of the most critical factors in any missile, and the Flamingo stands out in this regard. Its range, exceeding 1,000 kilometers, is a huge leap forward for Ukraine. To put this in perspective, Russia's Caliber cruise missile has been used extensively in the war, striking Ukrainian cities and infrastructure from ships in the Black Sea. With the Flamingo, Ukraine now has a tool of similar reach. This changes the balance of power. Command posts, air bases, supply depots, and logistical hubs deep in Russian controlled territory or even across the border could now be within striking range. This forces Russia to rethink its defense posture and spread its resources more thinly. While the Flamingo is subsonic rather than supersonic, this is actually part of its advantage. Subsonic cruise missiles are stealthier, able to fly low, and use terrain to mask their approach. Combined with advanced guidance, the Flamingo can maneuver around air defense systems and still deliver a warhead large enough to cripple critical targets. In terms of safety, Ukraine has emphasized that the Flamingo includes self-destruct systems, preventing its recovery by Russian forces in case of interception. This is crucial to protect sensitive technology. Moreover, there are built-in mechanisms to abort missions or redirect the missile mid-flight, which reduces the chances of unintended civilian casualties. Such features demonstrate responsibility in design. Ukraine, aware of the global scrutiny on its military actions, seeks to maintain moral high ground by reducing risks to non-combatants. In modern warfare, where propaganda and perception matter as much as the battlefield itself, these safety measures are more than just technical. They are political and strategic necessities, but what truly defines the Flamingo are its unique selling points. First, it is domestically produced. Unlike the Storm Shadow missiles provided by the UK or the Tomahawk missiles fielded by the US, the Flamingo is built inside Ukraine. This independence is invaluable. It reduces reliance on external donors, ensures a steady supply regardless of shifting political winds in Western capitals, and boosts the morale of Ukrainians who see their country standing on its own feet technologically. Second, it is affordable. Analysts believe the Flamingo can be produced at a fraction of the cost of imported missiles. While a Storm Shadow might cost more than $2 million per unit, the Flamingo's cost is likely far lower, enabling Ukraine to deploy larger numbers. This affordability allows for swarm tactics, where multiple missiles can be launched simultaneously to overwhelm defenses. Third, the Flamingo carries symbolic value. Its very existence demonstrates Ukraine's determination not only to defend itself, but also to innovate and create. This symbolism is powerful both domestically and internationally. Now let's place the Flamingo in context by comparing it with other cruise missiles. Russia's Caliber has been a key weapon in its arsenal, launched from ships and submarines against Ukrainian infrastructure. With a range of 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers, the Caliber outranges the Flamingo, but Ukraine's missile is believed to be more cost-effective and potentially stealthier. The British Storm Shadow, donated to Ukraine, has already shown its effectiveness in striking Russian targets, with a range of around 250 kilometers. Compared to this, the Flamingo more than triples the range, giving Ukraine much deeper strike capacity. The American Tomahawk, a legendary cruise missile, boasts ranges up to 500 kilometers, but its price and complexity make it impractical for Ukraine to acquire in large numbers. The Flamingo therefore fills a unique niche: long range, stealthy, affordable, and domestically produced. While it may not match the Tomahawk in range or the Caliber in payload, it is perfectly suited for Ukraine's strategic needs. Imagining battlefield scenarios helps us understand the Flamingo's potential. One scenario could be Ukraine launching Flamingos at Russian supply depots hundreds of kilometers behind the front lines. These depots, often considered safe, could suddenly be vulnerable, disrupting the flow of ammunition and fuel to the front. Another scenario might involve strikes on command centers coordinating Russian operations. By knocking out these nodes, Ukraine could create confusion and slow down enemy offensives. Air bases used to launch drone and missile strikes against Ukrainian cities could also become prime targets, reducing the threat to civilians. In naval warfare, while the Flamingo is not designed as an anti-ship missile, it could still be used to hit ports or docked vessels, denying Russia certain logistical advantages. Each of these scenarios highlights the flexibility the Flamingo offers, forcing Russia to defend a much larger area and thereby thinning out its resources. Politically, the unveiling of the Flamingo is a masterstroke by Zelenskyy. At a time when international attention sometimes drifts, and when debates over aid to Ukraine grow louder in Western parliaments, showing off a domestically produced long-range missile sends a clear message. It says that Ukraine is not helpless and not entirely dependent on foreign supplies. It strengthens Ukraine's bargaining position with allies, reassuring them that their contributions are being matched by Ukrainian innovation. At the same time, it sends a message to Moscow that Ukraine is not standing still. Despite relentless bombardments, blackouts, and a grinding war of attrition, Ukraine is still advancing technologically. For ordinary Ukrainians, this missile is a morale booster, proof that their nation can strike back, not just defend. The unveiling also has international ripple effects. For NATO countries, the Flamingo represents both a reassurance and a challenge. It reassures them that Ukraine can increasingly take care of itself, but it also raises questions about escalation. If Ukraine uses the Flamingo to strike deep into Russian territory, it could provoke harsher responses. This is a delicate balance Zelenskyy must navigate, leveraging the missile's power without triggering uncontrollable escalation. Russia, for its part, will almost certainly respond by trying to adapt its air defenses, dispersing its assets, and seeking to neutralize Ukrainian production facilities. This in turn may lead to further innovations by Ukraine. In this sense, the Flamingo is not just a weapon, but part of an ongoing technological race between the two sides. Looking at the bigger picture, the Flamingo reflects the reality that peace is not close. Despite diplomatic efforts, both sides remain entrenched. Russia continues its offensive operations, while Ukraine is determined to recover occupied territories. Weapons like the Flamingo are not signs of compromise, but of determination to fight on. They underline that the conflict is not frozen but evolving, with each side seeking new tools to gain the upper hand. For Ukraine, developing its own cruise missile is part of a long-term strategy to ensure it is not outpaced by its adversary. In conclusion, the Flamingo cruise missile is more than just another addition to Ukraine's arsenal. It is a statement of resilience, ingenuity, and defiance. With its sleek design, powerful range, advanced interior systems, safety features, affordability, and symbolic power, it represents the next step in Ukraine's struggle for survival. Comparisons with other cruise missiles show that while it may not be the most powerful in the world, it is uniquely suited for Ukraine's needs and circumstances. On the battlefield, it promises to change dynamics, forcing Russia to stretch its defenses and rethink its strategies. Politically, it boosts morale at home, reassures allies abroad, and warns adversaries that Ukraine will not stand still. The Flamingo is therefore not just a missile but a message that Ukraine, even under fire, continues to innovate and fight for its future. So what do you think about the Flamingo? Could it shift the balance of the war, or will it be one more chapter in a long and grinding conflict? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Battleverse for more deep dives into the weapons and strategies shaping our world today.